Hello, everyone. Today we are going to look at how to write an informal letter. Letter writing is a very important topic because it has to do with interpersonal communication. Communication is central to human success in all fields of life. So we are going to look at it today, and we will be looking at it from four different perspectives, or rather, four different aspects of the topic that we will be looking at. Now, here we are. Let's look at it together. How to write an informal letter. First, we look at what is an informal letter. Then we look at examples of informal letters, features of an informal letter, and the format of an informal letter. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon as well, so that whenever a new video is uploaded on this channel, you will be notified instantly. Now let's get started. What is an informal letter? An informal letter is a letter you write to someone with whom you share a personal relationship. That is why it is also called a personal letter or a private letter. Let's look at examples of informal letters. Number one, letters you write to your relatives, such as your father, mother, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, cousin, nephew, etc. Two, letters to your lovers, e.g. your husband, wife, or fiancé. Three, letters to your friends, classmates, or associates. Four, letters to your friends in other countries who are known as your pen friends or pen pals. So these are the types, different types of informal letters, different examples of informal letters. And it is very important for you to familiarize yourself with what kinds of letters or to whom are you supposed to write an informal letter, and what makes it an informal letter. In virtually all the external English exams, the examiner will not specifically tell you to write a formal letter or an informal letter, or indeed a semi-formal letter. But the examiner will simply ask you to write a letter to someone, specifying the person. You may say, write a letter to your father discussing this or that, or write a letter to your uncle who lives, or write a letter to your friends who lives in another country. So you should be able to know what specifically constitutes an informal letter. Now let's look at the features of an informal letter. Number one, the writer's address and dates, and this should always be at the the top right-hand side of your answer script or your writing pad. You can see the cursor here. You write your address here, address, and then you put your date at the end of your address. Then the second item is the salutation or opening greetings, if you like. Example, dear father, dear mother, dear John, dear sister. There are variations like my dearest mother, and so on and so forth. The third feature of an informal letter is the content of the letter, which is made up of three parts: the introduction, which is the first paragraph, the body of the letter, which should contain several paragraphs, and then the conclusion, which is the last paragraph. And then number four, we have the subscription, which is the closing greeting. And example is yours sincerely. Of course, you have variations like yours affectionately, yours ever, and so on and so forth. Then the last, which is number 5 item, is the writer's first name only, followed by a full stop. You are writing an informal letter, you end it just with your first name, because the person you are writing to is the person who is very familiar with you. So you don't need to write your full names. Simply write your first name and put a full stop. Then let's look at the format of an informal letter, and you can see, as earlier mentioned, the address will be here, top right-hand side. If you are using your school address, then you can write your school address here, Lagos High School, then you put a comma, Surulere, comma, or you put the street name before Surulere, and then Lagos State, full stop, and then what follows will be the date. And make sure you write the date in full. For instance, you can write October 28th, 2020, full stop, Then the next thing will be the salutation. This is dear mark here. You can see exactly where it is to be situated. And you have to make sure that this dear starts at the margin of your paper. Don't leave a space before writing dear, but put it right on the margin. After dear mark or dear whatever, depending on the person you are writing to, then of course you put a comma here. Don't forget to put a comma. Then the next thing will be the first paragraph, and it is ideal to situate your first paragraph, make it begin between dear and mark. So somewhere here is where you begin to write, I write to, or whatever. You just begin your letter, your first paragraph there. And don't forget, your first paragraph should contain your introduction. In an informal letter, it is possible you start with extending greetings or making inquiries about the well-being of your addressee. If you are writing in an exam, you may skip inquiries and greetings and begin with the purpose of the letter. Address the issue first. Discuss the subject of the letter, after which you make inquiries in the concluding paragraphs. Take note that the body of your letter should contain at least 3 paragraphs. The body of your letter should contain at least 3 paragraphs, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4. And don't forget that each paragraph should discuss one major idea. If you are writing for an exam, the examiner will specify what you are supposed to discuss in the body of your letter, which of course you introduce in your first paragraph, and then you discuss in details in the body paragraphs. And once you are through with the discussion, of course, you then get back. Let's get this. Then, of course, once you are through with discussing all the paragraphs, you take the last paragraph where you conclude. You summarize what you have discussed, and possibly you extend your greetings to members of the addressee's family or the friends, as the case may be. And once you are through with concluding your letter, then the next thing will be your subscription. And you can see yours sincerely. It should be aligned with your address here. It should be somewhere here. make sure it's centralized here. Yours sincerely. Then you put a comma. And the next thing is simply to put your first name, and full stop. That's basically how to write um, an informal letter. So we have been able to look at all this. This is the format, and we have looked at how to write it. So this is how it has been in today's lecture. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the notification bell so that you will be receiving notifications whenever new videos are uploaded on this channel. I want to thank you. If you have any comments, you leave your comments below. If you have any suggestions as to how I can improve on the quality of my lectures, or if you have any questions or any new topics that you would want me to discuss in subsequent lectures, don't hesitate to leave your suggestions there. Once again, I want to thank you for watching today's video. See you in the next video, and bye.